welcome back to Noise Pollution. Today we're going to be talking about South Park. I always like South Park because they kind of always dared to touch on things that nobody else would. And they did it with humor, which is the last bastion of freedom that you can still get away with talking about some things. Although that's dwindled as well because of the world today,
Yeah.
and all such. But South Park's new season stuck in merger madness as creator calls it a shit show. South Park season 27. Yeah, 27. It's been that long, 27, but doesn't seem that long to me. I guess I'm getting old, but 27 has been delayed due to the ongoing merger between Skydance and Paramount. This merger has caused uncertainty about when the new season will debut. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, have expressed strong frustration over the situation, calling the merger a shit show. That always happens when companies merge. There's projects that fall to the wayside that get sacrificed and abandoned, and I'm betting they're looking for any opportunity they can to squash something like South Park because South Park rubs people the wrong way, which is why it should stay. It says the things that dare not be said. Comedy Central announced that the premiere date for the new season has been moved to Wednesday, July the 23rd. Parker and Stone saying, this merger is a shit show and it's fucking up South Park. I bet it is.
Yeah.
So they're showing the post they made in the South Park font with this South Park Jesus up there. Comedy Central is a shit show and has been for 20 years. Yeah, I mean, I remember Comedy Central back before everything went to digital platforms, watching all your stuff online. I remember, getting it through cable networks. It was never like really great, but it was one time it was good. Then it wasn't. The merger between Skydance and Paramount is currently on hold as the companies work with the Federal Communications Commission to gain approval for the deal. Paramount Plus, fuck that. But Paramount Plus holds a $900 million digital rights contract for South Park that lasts for 2 more years. I'm wondering if the creators of South Park want to have that deal, but they would have to pay $900 million to get out of that deal.
Yeah.
But I would say in today's climate that if they were able to get out, that no one would pick them up because they would be worried about the controversy that show brings. Yeah, I've had the service Paramount Plus. I didn't care for it.
No, I don't care for it either.
Parker and Stone have accused Jeff Shell, the incoming president of Paramount. So I guess he's not the president yet, but he's going to be because of the merger, of interfering in their contract talks with Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Netflix. They claim Shell is trying to influence negotiations to benefit Paramount rather than South Park. Well, yes, because that's his job. That's what the merger is about. They're not going into it going, we're in this for South Park, we must help South Park. That would be silly. So yeah. I don't know if it's really that way or it's just how the article frames it. The South Park Digital Studio sent a letter demanding that Shell, Redbird, and Skydance stop interfering immediately. The letter warns that if the interference continues, they will take legal action to protect their rights and fulfill their obligations to the public. Okay, these gigantic corporations, they're like, one of our showmakers sent us a letter. They don't care. This sounds like a skit that South Park would actually have in one of their episodes.
Yeah.
I get that they're mad. I get that the creators of South Park are upset. And I get they want to voice it. But they are they're arguing against multi-billion-dollar companies. This is kind of a joke. And I don't want to see South Park go away. I don't want to see the new merged network say you have to tone your stuff down if you want to stay around, and you have to bow down to wokeism, whatever the case may be. But it sounds like a South Park skit on, we sent these corporations a letter and we're doing this and that. What?
They're not going to pay attention to a letter. They're just not. They're more interested.
The letter also states Shell had no authority to ask South Park's potential partners to change their proposals, especially when those changes would lower the value of the offers. The dispute highlights ongoing tensions as the merger process continues. Well, I don't know if it's really happening this way or if they've just framed it this way, but it makes it sound like the South Park creators have this massive ego and goes, the network and the merger is all about us, and they're not giving us enough attention. So we're going to write an angry letter and demand.
Yeah, well, they could find themselves booted out,
Well,
after.
I'm betting there's more going on behind the scenes. I'm betting that they are trying to boot them out.
Yeah.
This article is probably written with limited information, but it does in the least tell us that there is going-ons happening around South Park that could affect the show. And it's been such a long-running show and great humor, and they touch on things that nobody else will. And I hope to see it continue.
Yeah, me too.
I would go so far as to say they don't really have a competitor, kind of like, you got American Dad and Family Guy on the semi-adult entertainment spectrum, but South Park, it kind of stands on its own. There's no competitors there.
Yeah.
I mean, if there is, I don't know about it in the least. I'll say that.
That is true.
Yeah. So it says South Park is back. Jesus is back. Okay. Imagine one day, right? Jesus pops up. Okay, first of all, if Jesus come back, everybody would collectively go, "Yeah, bullshit. You're a paid actor." But what if Jesus popped back up and said, "I just wrote that shit to fuck with you people. I never left. I just want to see how you would act when you thought I was gone."
That would be funny.
Okay. Look, that's all I have to say on this topic. Feel free to comment on this, give your thoughts on this. If you like South Park, if you're worried, concerned it might go away, I would say give your comments on Jesus, but that's kind of a whole different topic there. But South Park, right?
Yeah.
And on that, we're out.